R125. Should you get an R125? Should you consider an R125, like, at least for your first bike, or maybe a step up from like a different style of bike for a 125? Maybe you're on like a bit more of a naked-y sort of looking 125, something like that. I think yes. Obviously this is my only experience on an R125, and it is an old girl, it's an 09 plate, but I think, yeah, I think it's pokey enough for a 125. I think it looks cool, especially for a 125. I'm 6'3", in case I've not mentioned that more than a million times yet. I'm 6'3", and I don't have any problem with it. The only problem I found, which isn't the bike's fault, it's not anyone's fault, it's just my wrist. My hand and my wrist, after like a few hours of like sort of fairly constant riding, it just felt a bit tender, that was all. And then a few hours off the bike, it seemed like it was probably all good to go again. Like, I could have carried on riding, I'd stopped riding anyways. That's it. As far as the riding position, it's all right, you know, especially for a tiny bike. So obviously an R6 and stuff like that, be considerably heavier and bigger. And yeah, I mean, I can't say much as far as like maintenance and stuff wise goes for these bikes. I can't imagine it'll be a great deal, you know, it's only a little bike. But then again, I'm not overly clued up in like as far as bikes go, you know, I'm not a mechanic either. So yeah, I think they're all right. And if you could pick one up for an okay price, minus the annoying little rattle and I guess the odd scuff here and there, faded panels, and I'm not meaning like faded like, oh fuck, I'm lit, I'm pissed, I'm drunk. I mean faded as in like the panels, the colour of the panels, yeah, minus all those little bits and bobs. It's for the price I paid for this bike, it's not too bad. So if you can pick one up that's been kind of looked after, at least for an okay price, go ahead, man, go ahead. They're all right bikes, you know, especially from a newbie's point of view. I'm a newbie. I've not ridden many bikes at all, and I've also not been on the road on a bike much either. So I think it's okay, man. And as far as I'm aware, like in terms of sounds on the bike, I'm pretty sure this is a stock exhaust. I don't know whether there was once upon a time a baffle in it. I don't know if there's still a baffle in it. I don't know. As far as I'm aware, this is all stock. But I don't think there's any point in doing anything with the exhaust. It's just a 125. It doesn't sound great, right? But for this, I mean, this has got some weird crackles, like. I can't do it right now. It maybe needs to be higher up in the revs. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. Got a little snap crackle pops going on, right? And yeah, it just sounds okay for a 125. So I wouldn't fanny around with the exhaust, you know. Just don't be one of them guys that got the big old fart cannon on the end. It's just, it's not cool. Like, honestly, I've been there with straight pipe cars like MX-5s and stuff like that. This ain't cool to just straight pipe, in my opinion, okay? So make it look aesthetically pleasing if you want, you know. There's definitely room for improvement on the looks. For example, I want smaller mirrors. If I could get the stealth ones, I would do that. I want tinted, more darker windshield. I've been looking at the LED indicators, but I don't really care enough for LED. I just want like just some fresher ones that aren't like the holders of the casing and the bulb. They're all like manky and faded also. So I'd like to get some of those and maybe replace the seat. In terms of paintwork and anything else like that around the bike, I got no patience for that. I can't be bothered. It doesn't, like, it's an old bike, you know. The thing that works for me in my favour for selling this onwards is that the mileage is kind of low, especially for being an old bike. So it's like a perfect beginner bike. And then when I'm done with it, hopefully, if I don't have to pay out for any stupid repairs with this annoying ding 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 noise, whatever it is, it'll be even nicer for the next owner, you know. It'll look cool, like cooler than just a stock R125. I think what I was going to mention earlier as well is if you can pick one up in general for an okay price, because they do seem to sell pretty quick unless they are a high miler or a cat bike, or it's just inevitable. It looks like a fucking nail, you know. Like, I was sitting there, I think it was last night maybe, on Marketplace, and I saw there was a few examples still up for sale, but then I looked at them and I was like, they look shit. And they're like, one was like 33k, which is probably fine for any bike, maybe, you know, as long as it's been looked after. But there's not much history. It's just got a fat cannon, a couple of stickers, high mileage, and that's it. And these are some newer ones, and the price was like less than 3 grand. One was more than 3 grand, and it's like, they just look like they're giving good vibes, you know. The first thing that you see on the listing is someone revving the shit out of it, and it's like, that's why, in my opinion, they're not selling. It's because the listing itself is just really fucking poor. So yeah, anyways, in terms of buying an R125, I say go ahead with it. You know, don't spend, in my opinion, I'd say don't spend crazy money getting a new bike. One, with it being a 125, and two, with it being a potential new bike, first bike even, sorry, not a new bike, with it potentially being your first bike, you're probably going to be dropping it, I'm guessing, and or scuffing bits of bodywork on, like getting it through guarding gates and stuff like that. For example, like I've already scuffed the bar ends, which is fine because I think they're metal and they were already scuffed. I want to go through here, fuck it, I'm on a bike, just gotta be mindful of doors opening. Yeah, so I don't think I've got much more of an input from my opinion on getting an R125 for a first bike, or maybe like a different bit of a sort of step up maybe, or a change of a 125 bike. So yeah, personally, don't get me wrong, I think you can get like a Jigsaw 125, Ninja 125, and then like a CBR 125. I just say go with the R125, but I might be biased because I'm just genuinely much more keen on the Yamahas in terms of like super sports style. Like I like Jigsaws, I like CBRs, but Ninjas and stuff like that, Triumph, Daytonas, which I don't think they do a 125, but they do, whatever. But yeah, I just like the Yamahas, R7s, R6s, R3s, R1s, R9s now, that's the thing. That's my shtick on that. And in terms of speed, don't expect anything crazy, but as I say, for a 125, it's okay, it's bearable, especially if you're doing a bit of town riding, you know, bumming about with your mates and that. It's okay. Don't think you're going to be gapping anything, because you're not. And don't be one of them guys that's like talking as if they legitimately are gapping people and they're like, fucking, you're not Valentino Rossi. As much as you might want to think you are, you're not on a, probably anything really, but on a 125 especially, like, and it's fine. And even in terms of like with the L plates and stuff like that, just, I don't see why people bother trying to hide them. In reality, just own it. Like, what, you're learning to ride a motorbike. That's already something better than a lot of people do. Like, most people just stick with the car and that's it. Well, not that it's better, but it's like, it's different, isn't it? So yeah, this noise is fucking noise. Jarring. Don't know if I mentioned that already. Oh, we can go. It's my time.